Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 67 of my 100-day vlog series. So, if you're someone who is pursuing your dream and wanting to go after your passion and create a life that is worthy and meaningful for you, and you're not quite sure how to get started to going about doing that, or you have started and you're feeling a little bit stuck or uncertain and you're not quite sure whether this is the right thing for you to do, whether it's the right dream, whether it's the right passion, how do you know if it's really your passion? I totally get it. I have been down this journey for many years of my life now. I've pursued careers in acting, as my dream as a singer-songwriter, and my dream as an artist, and even as a writer. And I'm still going on this journey of making my dreams come true and fulfilling whatever that matters to me. So I've learned a lot along the way, and there's still a lot more for me to learn. So this is a series where I share some of the things that I've learned and realized in the hopes that you can gain some perspective as you figure out your own journey, because I think ultimately we're all here to learn from each other as much as we can. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I shared about how just because you have a dream doesn't mean that it has to be a career or a livelihood or your job. There might be overlaps among these three things, but ultimately they are quite different. And also it is up to you to define how you want to live your life and how you want to create the structures around the life that you have always dreamed of living. So as an example that I shared yesterday, my dream to be an artist, and I tried finding ways to make a living from being an artist, because for a long time I thought that, when to really live my dream as an artist, I need to be able to make a living as an artist and make a full-time living as an artist. So I basically confused, my dream as an artist to making a career out of it, to making it as a job. And once I realized that they were three very different things, it gave me a lot more leeway to create different structures in place that wasn't just confined to me being an artist, because I realized that my dream really wasn't just about me being an artist, but it was about me having all these dreams that I wanted to fulfill and taking action to fulfill them. And I also want people to be able to live their dreams. So today it occurred to me, right, that why do we have dreams? What are our dreams really for? And why is it that we don't necessarily have to turn our dream into our career or livelihood? What is that really about? And I started to realize that what we call our jobs and what we call our career is more like a system that has been created because of the way the world has evolved over centuries since the beginning of civilization. Like money was something that didn't really exist before. It was, in the past it was about trading goods and services. And then at some point money got invented as a form of exchange. And then, fast forward to today, even our system of the 9 to 5, working structure that we have on Mondays to Fridays came about because of, different systems that were put in place and created during the early, like 20th century times, like the industrial times. So a lot of the systems that we have in place today, and a lot of why our jobs are structured the way they are, has nothing really to do with our dreams. A lot of it just has to do with the way the world structures have evolved as a physical reality that we live in. So things like our job, things like our career progression, a lot of that is related to the survival that we need because of the systems that are put in place in the world. And in order for us to survive in that system, we need to play according to the rules of that system, and we need to have a job so that we can have money, so that we can do the things that we really want to do. On the other hand, your dream then is something that isn't related to that system, right? Because we are part of the system, so we can't avoid that. But our dreams are something that call us to something bigger than this system that we live in, because we are bigger than the system that we live in. We are far more capable of creating things that are outside of this system, or we can create something that can coexist with the system or improve this system or even change this system. And that's how the world has evolved too. It's because someone had a vision and someone had a dream, and they started, putting it into motion. They started testing things out. They started, telling people about it, and that resulted in a change in the way of the world and the way the world is run. So essentially, a lot of the things that we have today, a lot of the conveniences we have today, started because someone had a vision and someone had a dream for something better in this world, and they took action to make it happen. So the way I see it then is that I think our dream is something like the work we are called to do with our lives. And that work we're called to do has nothing to do with the physical reality we live in, where we have to have a job so we have money so we can survive. I think this work that we're called to do in our life is something greater than the physical reality we live in. It's almost as if, we have, I guess, a purpose to fulfill, or a direction that we need to take as we figure out why we are here and what our life is really all about and what we are called to create with our lives. And it's a very abstract thing, I know, and it's not something that we can easily understand because a lot of times we are very grounded in our practical reality. But I think, the dreams that we have, the aspirations that we have, are signs of this work that we need to do in our lives. And when I say work, I don't mean your job. I mean work like evolving ourselves, like growing ourselves, like discovering more of who we really are, such that we can become truer and more authentic versions of ourselves, rather than being a product of the physical reality that we grew up in and that we live in, and a product of what society says we're supposed to have and supposed to want and supposed to believe in. I think ultimately the dreams that we have and aspirations we have are the ways in which we discover what is uniquely ours, and that as a guiding principle for how we want to create the life that truly matters to us, and what is it that we really want to express over the course of living this lifetime. So I would say that, the dreams that we have, I think, are signs of a much greater vision for our lives, something greater than just the physical reality which we live in and have to survive in, something that calls us on a higher path, something that allows us to discover more of who we are, such that we can become more authentic versions of ourselves and the truest versions of ourselves. So I think ultimately it is a journey of self-discovery. It's a journey of figuring out what it truly matters to you, and what kind of mark you want to leave behind in this world and you want to live with your life. And that doesn't necessarily have to do with your career or your job, although you can create a career that is based on what that dream is for you. So I might share more about this tomorrow. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And subscribe to my channel on YouTube, or like my Facebook page wherever you're seeing this on, and I'll see you tomorrow.